Oh, lovely delivery. What is it? Beauty. Turns out to be a beauty of a delivery. First up from Taskin Ahmed. Perch to start with Taskin Ahmed. Just a beautiful delivery. No batter in the world would have got any part of the bat. Just a very good seaming delivery off the pitch. And moved late and encouragingly. Take a look at where the wicketkeeper collects it. Certainly early indication this pitch is a true pitch. Good bounce and early on with the fast bowlers. If they are brave enough to pitch it up, there will be some moments for on offer. Misses out on that occasion. On-field umpire Gadi Sohail from Bangladesh. 39 T20 international match. With him is Murshid Ali Khan. Then some seamer. Starting his 22nd T20 international match. Lovely delivery, and it just gives you an indication because there is a green tinge on the top of the surface, the ball just might do a bit. In the early overs, well fielded. Now was there to be put away, but just couldn't find the gap. Good work from Shamim Hussain Patwari. Yeah, beautifully struck, and unfortunately for Brandon King, he found the fielder. Shamim Hussain in the field is a live wire. Certainly early indications that pitch is getting onto the bat. Brandon King over the years, we've seen him very good down the ground. Are you ready? Mama, mashed potato. One bunch of the cafe. Let's go. Diamonds with any crunch. Again, movement. It was in the air, just above that fielder. That point. So they'll pick a couple of runs. Rishad Hussain at cow point. He's a tall man. I thought he timed the jump pretty well. Hint of away movement. Timed it, but just evades it. That's a bit of a luck that the West Indies opener will be hoping for. But certainly a good length found by Taskin Ahmed. A threatening length on a pitch which is doing a little bit. It's certainly a handful when Taskin Ahmed is bowling the way he is. Yeah, well bowled. Yes, especially if you're a seamer or fast bowler, your eyes lit up when you see the surface which offers a little bit of green tinge on the top of the pitch. They have the skill, the ability to move the ball in terms of lateral movement. And this over so far, he's moved it away from the right-hander. What's encouraging from Taskin's perspective is that there was seam movement as well as swing. But certainly he's getting the ball to top rather than batsman trying to get the upper hand. Short ball and a swing and miss a hit. Done the second over, 6 for no loss. Even if you look at what the West Indies and Bangladesh have done in the recent past, West Indies is above not only Bangladesh but also Sri Lanka and Pakistan. They're number 6. Bangladesh beat out number 9. But they're trying hard to get that up. Onto the pad with a bowling change straight away. Just the one over from Nasu Ahmed. In comes Tanzim Hasan Shakib. A two contrast difference when it comes to the two sides coming into the series. West Indies, though they did have 9 of the senior players in Sharjah, they lost to Nepal. Where else? Bangladesh did beat Afghanistan on the solid side in T20 international in Sharjah, 3-0. Played really well. Impressive Tanzim Shakib, slightly on the higher side in the economy, but certainly he's a bowler. He's an attacking bowler, he's an attacking threat. When you have attacking threat, you probably will accept economy just about 8 runs.
And he should enjoy bowling here on this surface. That one kept the shade low. You can see the reaction from the batter, Brandon King. I think it's also important for them to just forget what has happened in that 3-match series in Mirpur, Dhaka. If you don't have a really good time with the bat, then so many things go in the back of your mind. Also playing away from the body, not really taking the feet close to the pitch of the delivery. Well, nicely played, but this is protection in the reef. Only a single.
A good catch, the last delivery. 138.4 by Tanzim Shakib. They're playing 3 seamers today, Bangladesh. Shariful Islam, who's not playing the game today, was the man of the match in the second T20 national against Afghanistan. But certainly Bangladesh did have a choice to make between, in my opinion, Shariful or Tanzim Shakib. I think they've gone for the aggression of Tanzim Shakib, especially the power play.
Again missing out. Yeah, if you talk about how has he fared in this year in T20 International, he's one of the 4 bowlers who've taken 20 or more wickets in the T20 International this year. Right at the top is Rishad Hussain with 23 wickets, followed by Taskin Ahmed, who already has bowled 1 over, has got 21 wickets. 5th, Mustafizur Rahman and Tanzim Shakib have equal number of wickets, 20 apiece. Oh, the ball that just came back in. They are appealing. Umpire seems to be not interested at all. He hasn't signaled. That means he thinks that it's come off the bat.
If there's no bat, that looks straight. And also there was a run-out chance. The Cow Point field had ample time to him at the stumps, but he missed it. Bowler left, bit of movement inwards to the left-hander, who close to the bat, hit the back pad as well. Height will not be a problem, and that's why. That's the exact reason why the on-field umpire did not get it out. And Rishad Hussain had plenty of time to him, and he missed out as well.
Mushtaq Ali Khan got it right. This time he's put that away. Has he? Yes! The first boundary from the bat of Brandon King to finish the over. 7 in that over. West Indies 13 without loss. Out of the squad, out of the 11 that are playing tonight for Bangladesh, the 2 bowlers have picked up more than 100. Mustafizur Rahman has been sensational, 152 wickets in T20 Internationals. Taskin Ahmed also crossing over 100, 61 for Rishad Hussain. Okay, there's extra bounce there and movement.
Good length, good line, and plenty of bounce on offer for Taskin. There was an excellent left. First off to the yaw stump. Cross seamer, and very impressively carrying head high to Richard Kumar Das. This is what you like to see as a fast ball, isn't it? Ball zipping through off the pitch. And certainly a very good start by Taskin, who was quite expensive in the only game he played up in Sharjah. Went for 40 in his 4 overs.
Well, it's gone up in the air, and not an easy one. Was in no man's land. Never sure that they would have gone closer to that ball. but he was certainly not in control. Aligatanez.
No Lawson Swan, the fielder at short mid-wicket. He should have gone for it soon as he saw the ball went up in the air. He wasn't sure whether the fielder at mid-on, that's Nasu Mahmud, was going for it. And this went so high in the air. And the start by Lawson Swan was quite close or slow to pick it up. Nasu Mahmud from mid-on, he had a lot of ground to cover. And certainly he's not happy simply because of the effort by Nur Hassan Swan at mid-wicket.
That'll be wide on the leg side. So when the ball is going away from you, it's not easy for the fielders because you're running backwards, but you're right because he was not quick enough. That's the reason you saw the reaction from Taskin Ahmed. Not happy at all.
He probably wouldn't have got there, but the effort, the hunger to get to the ball, that was missing. And probably you could excuse him since Nur Hassan Swan is a wicket keeper by trade. Certainly, as a fast bowler, you will expect from the fielders to give everything.
Oh, he's cracked it nicely. It sat up nicely and pulled that away for another boundary. It is a nexus spay boundary.
That length will just sit up beautiful in the batter. Either it's a bouncer or a good length delivery. It's a half cracker. Sat up. And Ali Katanez, he gave it a proper hoik. That length in this kind of a surface on a slower side will just ask it to be put away. Much better pitching it up and try and get the batsman down. Get them down the ground, drive. Change the field, third man comes into the circle and mid-wicket drops back to the boundary.
Again, called a wide. It's important to see the combination. Bangladesh have gone in with 3 frontline seamers. West Indies, Maruf, has gone with 4 frontline seamers. Not a bad call here because there is something for the seamers here on the surface. We'll have to wait and see how it behaves in the later part of the innings when Bangladesh do come on to bat. Well, Mustafiz Rahman will certainly be asking questions on the surface.
Right down the leg side. What Bangladesh cricket is crying for or craving for is a solid seam bowling all-rounder. That's something we've seen Saifuddin for a certain extent filling that void, but in all honesty, I don't think he has grabbed the opportunity with both hands. And on the other hand, if you look at the West Indian side, they have the solid all-rounder in Jason Holder who will bring the balance into the side. In this kind of a surface, even I believe extra seamer may be helpful since we can see a bit of bounce and the bowlers can work around with the bounce. So certainly in the future, any formation, Test, One Day and T20, a couple of all-rounders to be found very important. I believe there are plenty of all-rounders coming through the under-19 setup. But grooming them, giving them the opportunity in big stages and playing the whole league is going to be very, very important. Poor delivery by Taskin Ahmed outside the off-stump when you have 2 fielders in the leg side controlling boundary. The poor delivery did bring up another nexus pay boundary. He bought the fielder at third inside the circle, but he cannot afford to bowl that length. He did make a little bit of room down the leg side, so opening the offside is not that far from the fielder, but nicely struck. Turning out to be a good over for West Indies. Yeah, you mentioned Mohammad Saifuddin, Maha. In the last T20 international that he played was against Afghanistan, the third and the last one. He picked up 3 for 15. But he doesn't find himself not in the 11, but not even in the squad. Change of angle. Round just coming on a different angle here. Slower delivery. It's been expensive. It's a bit of a mixer bag if you look at this over because he did create chance. He started well. That chance, or maybe a half chance, which went over the fielder at the cover.
was their opportunity.
This is T20 cricket. It just takes one delivery for the batter to get on top of a bowler who has been bowling well. One half chance Ali Kattanai's got, and ever since then, a couple of boundaries, one through mid-wicket, one through the cow point area. And now Taskin Ahmed under pressure, he's changed his angle, coming round the wicket. The last ball went for a wide.
Well, it's gone for the full and it's got the top edge. And it's got one bounce over to the fence, so another Nexus Pay 4 to finish the over. An expensive over, 17 in that over, 30 without loss. In the last over, 3 boundaries to get this innings going. Malakadanez have picked up 18 of 15. Brendan King has only faced 9 deliveries, picked up 9. Good crowd coming in. While we were coming in, we saw quite a lot of big numbers just trying to get in early on.
So when you're bowling round the wicket angle, having 5 leg in the circle is a major risk. Top edge, nowhere near the middle of the bat. But the intentions were quite clear by Ali. He wanted to go over the fine leg fielder. He knows it. That was a poor delivery. Poor finish to the over. Expensive one. Considering the first over was excellent by Taskin. Went for 2 runs. And the last went for 17. Experienced man, Mustafizur, playing his 122nd game.
In the attack, he's had a wonderful time, especially in T20 internationals, because sits right at the top. He's one of the top 3 bowlers in terms of picking of wickets in T20 internationals. Rashid Khan right at the top, followed by Tim Saudi from New Zealand, and number 3, Bangladesh's own Mustafizur Rahman. Fifth. Yeah, that's the right length, isn't it? Just the back of the length and not too wide.
Yeah, spot on, Nathan. Just the perfect length. Good area straight away from the word go, Mustafiz. Ever since he made his debut, he has made a name for himself, not only in international cricket but even in franchise cricket all around the globe. Very good company to be. Rashid, Tim Saudi, Sodi, his own countryman Shakib as well, over the years have done a wonderful job to the country as well as in general in cricket. But certainly I just feel Mustafiz, with the ability to bowl cutters into the pitch, he's just an handful bowler.
Yeah, more than a handful, Maha. He's been brilliant. And there was another display of what we were talking about. Taking the face of the ball and the subtle wrist. Really good. Interesting graphics we saw, because on top 5 wicket takers, out of the top 5, as we see what he did in the previous delivery.
That's what we spoke about, Arthur. A trademark slower delivery. No matter which batter bats, every time the batter knows what's coming, but it's still difficult to face. And they could put it away for the boundary.
Yeah, finishing off what I wanted to say in the previous delivery, Maha, out of the top 5 wicket takers in T20 International, only 2 seamers. He's one of them. Others are spinners. So there are 2 seamers and 3 spinners. It's really good to see also the seamers getting their way in terms of picking of wickets. He's been brilliant. He's been sensational for Bangladesh. Down the wicket, not in control, but he still gets away with it with a couple of runs.
Brandon King have been itching for a while now to get away a big shot. Come down the track. Probably Mustafiz saw Brandon coming down the track, pitch slightly shorter. No timing at all, and best thing about Brandon King is trying to strike the ball straight as possible. There's one thing to like about Brandon. And speaking to some of the batters over the years, after he was the present batters, one thing they say about Mustafi is that he's a skilly custom. He can surprise you with the surprise bouncer, and he can hit the deck pretty hard and get close to 140. 34 for no loss. From the Manhattan, the fourth over, where it is 17 stories long. It's when they got going, unleashed Alik Athanaze. They're banking on that with one more over to go in the power play. Events for Nasum. Full toss, reverse, straight to the fielder. Gives me the opportunity to welcome Samuel Basri. Very good evening and welcome to Chattogram.
Hello Shamanoy, hello everyone. Bangladesh should be pleased so far with what they've done in the power play. There's been a lot of huffing and puffing from the West Indians. Brandon King and Alec Athanaze really haven't gotten going. In just the fourth in 2025, West Indies have struggled in this format.
Lots of huff and puffing, as you said. Nasum Ahmed started proceedings from the rocket end, which is the near end. Now bowling from the far end now is Nasum Ahmed to change of end, and we'll see the field change for he's bowling for the rocket end now. Started proceedings from the next spay end. Pace of the ball.
Yeah, this over, Shamanoy, is usually the toughest over, especially when a team hasn't lost a wicket. The last over of the power play, set batters, set in the sense that they've been there for some time, and they usually look to capitalize in this one. Just a single though, so far.
You rightly pointed out, Bangladesh looking for that breakthrough.
Yeah, but they wouldn't mind, notwithstanding the fact that no wickets have fallen just yet. They've restricted the West Indians well. I mentioned their record in 2025. They just won 3 out of 15 matches this year. Wonderful over. The final one off the power play, just a single. 6 done, 35 without loss.
Have got the start courtesy of Athanaze and King, but yes, they've been wary. They've applied caution. Last over of the power play bowled by Nasum Ahmed. There's confirmation from Murshid Ali Khan. It's 35 without loss at the end of the power play. Last over was brilliantly bowled by Nasum Ahmed. This one keeping low, making it difficult for Liton Dash to carry it as well. Probably getting a sting on his left knee. Making a comeback, the Bangladesh captain in this format. Just had the last few matches in the Asia Cup and then the Afghanistan series.
Yeah, but let's focus a little bit on that man. A wonderful one-day international series just a few days ago, record-breaking for him. Picked up 12 wickets in total and really dismantled the West Indian batting lineup in that previous series in 2024 when West Indies lost 3-0 at home. He picked up 6 wickets at an economy of under 6 runs and over. So he's proven to be a thorn in this side. Yeah, that's gone. That's a maximum. A rocket 6, the first of the innings of the bat of Brandon King. They need some more of that. You're not sure he got the sweetest part of the bat there. It was muffled. Wasn't sure the connection wasn't perfect, but still enough power on it to carry all the way. Sailed way above the fielder at long off. Protection on the onside. It's good to see the reasons, the accolades you've mentioned. Rishad, obviously young, has that hunger. Litton still giving him a slip cotton. Yeah, because he understands the importance of wickets. Get wickets, you stymie the opposition's progress, and he is one of your prime wicket takers, so you need to give him that opportunity. He still has the slip for the left-hander as well. He is one who is loath to bowl that googly, but with the grass, you never know, one can just slide on. It'll be interesting to see, though, Shamanoy and viewers, the dew factor later on. The word from the ground is that it's unpredictable. Played it late, played it smart. Third was inside the circle. Wasn't that bad a delivery, but there's still an excess play for. I just wonder if it hit the Q end of the bat, but it doesn't matter from a West Indian perspective. Yeah, just the bottom edge and races away for 4. Just a little bit too much of width from Rishad Hussain, so it's been an expensive start from him. Yeah, slider, just indicating that the ball is sliding on. Some green tinges all along the surface, something that you'd expect. But I'm really curious to see that dew factor. Ground staff mentioned that a couple of days there was dew, a couple of days there weren't dew. So no one knows for sure. West Indies won the toss, remember, and they decided to bat first. So obviously they think that that would have a significant part to play later on. Gordon had the conversation with the curators. I thought we said there wasn't any dew last night. Slip back in place for King. Oh, that's a good shout. That's a good shout. A lot of enthusiasm from behind the stumps as well. The umpire nods his head sideways. Now they've got a decision to take. The catch is that it was the back foot. Was the back foot. They're having a discussion. 2-1. Time over. Time is up. And that will end the over as well. Expensive one, 13 off it. It's 48 without loss. The foundations, is it laying it right? Malik Athanaze and Brandon King. This matter they've taken 45 for 48 runs they put together, but that ensures that the batters later on can come and accelerate. Some worries here for the Bangladesh captain. Last ball of the previous over. This was the shout. Good one to you, Samuel Butler. Yeah, not a bad shout. I think it was a good decision in the end from the umpire. Good decision not to review as well. Have a closer look from Hawkeye, exactly what that ball was doing. In fact, outside. So that's the end of that. And that perhaps was the discussion. But Bangladesh, they have been good in the power play this year. In fact, they've been the best among all teams with their economy
They've been quite restrictive. 7.74 is what they've gone at in the powerplay this year in T20 eyes. As I mentioned, they've been better than every other team, full member nation. And tonight, they've done it again. They've restricted the West Indians to just 35 in the first 6 overs. Currently, the run rate below 7, as we see another change in bowling from the far end. Tanzim Sakit being got back. Side edge. They run through. That will bring up the 50 on the board for West Indies.
It's a 650-run opening partnership this year. 50 plus. Still not getting the pace of the pitch, even though he's been there from the start, Brandon King. So a lot of credit has to go to the Bangladesh bowlers, the way they've mixed things up nicely. They'll be desperate for a wicket to get a new batter in, but they wouldn't mind too much the way things have gone. Just a couple expensive overs. That's hit sweet. Goes all the way. As the crowd here is silent, it is a rocket 6. He just helped that one. Alec Abney is using the pace of Tanzim, just getting inside the line and swiveling nicely. A lot of flair in that particular stroke. Started off slowly. Had 8 of 11 deliveries. Alec Abney just picking up, just accelerating as he needs to.
Mentioned rightly, but that Bangladesh has bowled well and done well in restricting their oppositions in the power play, but if can't manage to get a wicket here, it's the 10 overs rate that will be taking a pounding, taking a toll on it, which is 9.25 as of 2025.
Yeah, that's the currency, isn't it? As a fielding team, have a look at where they've been targeting the Bangladesh bowlers, not giving too much whip, and also the variations in pace, slower delivery to end the over. 10 from it though, after 8:58 without loss.
All the 5 main bowlers already utilized by Litondas, the captain. Shad has gone for 13 of his first over. He'll still be bowling, as talking about him being a wicket-taking option. To back him up, and he's a bowler who bowls with a lot of heart. In leg spin, he needs to do that. Again, a slip cotton in place, deep mid-wicket, deep square leg and long on. So boundary protection on the onside. Fielder there. Not a contender. 1 bounce to Nasum Ahmed.
Yeah, I really like this from Litondas with that slip in position, because he knows that Rashad is a wicket taker and he's desperate for a wicket. A little bit short, but not getting in the middle of the bat, so he's two-ended quite a few. Brandon King, who hails from Jamaica, just about 8 a.m., closing in on 8 a.m. Jamaican time. Prayers and thoughts for the people of Jamaica who are bracing for the impact of Hurricane Melissa. Got it! Hold it! It is rocking out. Here's the wicket Bangladesh was looking for. Richard gets the breakthrough. Yeah, listen to the noise. Such a wonderful performer. He's just continued on from his ODI form. They're working from the pad onto the gloves and then onto the stumps. And he's played with some level of productivity in the past. This time it brings about his downfall. An important strike for Bangladesh after his goals for 34. West Indies lose their first on 59.
Important breakthrough that brings in the West Indian captain, Shea Hope, in at 3. Got the start, 59 already, highest score of 102. Strike rate, that can be lethal. Initially, have to be watchful against Rishad because he's tasted blood already. He's got his 100th wicket in all T20s. That wicket of Alec Athanaze. Same field for the right-handed Shea Hope. Light offered. You yourself, Badri, being the master of this art, how do you admire him and how would you?
Yeah, what he's done well in his career is that he's targeted the stumps. Generally, he bowls a wicket-to-wicket line. Not a big turn off the ball, but immaculate control. So if you do want to score for him, many times you're taking a risk off the stumps. And he's tall, high release point, sometimes he gets bounced. Just like to see him utilize his googlies a little bit more. Shea Hope has been the leading run scorer for West Indies in this format this season in 2025. As captain though, the results haven't gone his way. He's just won 2 T20s in his captaincy career in this format. So it's something that he'll want to address. Not only him, the entire team. I mentioned before that they've struggled in this format in the recent past. An opportunity here in these conditions with the World Cup next year. Just around the corner to be held in Sri Lanka and India. So you want to get used to conditions like these. You want to put in some good performances. And they've struggled generally when there's some turn on offer.
Very well bowled over. Rishad has varied the pace all throughout the over. Wicket taking one for Bangladesh. West Indies 62 for 1. Follow with Athanaze back in the heart. King is still there. With Hope just in. Chase, Powell, Holder, Rutherford, all to follow. Sometimes say one gets two. Bangladesh would be hoping that, those fans would be hoping for that. A lot of excitement here in Chattogram. Nasum brought back the far end and they can pace off first up.
Yeah, with the 2 right-handers, he might feel a little bit more comfortable. Not that he needs to. He's into his 3rd over, one of which was in the power play and has only conceded 4. So it's been exceptional stuff from him. Yeah, that's chipped in there, just over the fielder. Unintentional from Shea Hope, but he survives. Maybe just stopping in the pitch through the shot too early. A sign of things to come for her.
We had a look at the surface. Gripping a bit. Bouncing a bit extra. Seen some green tint all over the surface, but it's not constant, it's not even.
Yeah, it's quite dry and very mosaic. So beneath that green tinge, if you see the explosion of the surface here, it's because of how dry it is. Yeah, just there, it's very, very dry. So expect it to be slow and expect it to turn even with that green tinge. That delivery I was mentioning, our prayers and thoughts with the people back in Jamaica and that imminent threat of Hurricane Melissa. Hopefully they don't get a direct hit and things work out. Catches the call, but it's launched it up the runway. As Shea home, it is a maximum. It's a rocket six. Yeah, in the slot. Not using the surface too full on that occasion, allowing Shea Hope to get under it. There was an explosion again, but because of the length, he's able to connect and connect nicely. Third six of the innings.
Oh, quicker delivery, keeping low as well. Somehow dealt with it. Halfway through the innings, it's 70 for 1. It's time for the players to hydrate.
Welcome back to Jockey Ground, where the second half will be starting. This first game of the Dutch Parliament T20 International Anthem is back in the hunt, but it's been a good start, particularly King 23 of 25. Well, it's been smooth sailing for the West Indies. If you sail south from Jockey Ground, you'll come to St. Martin's Island.
Here, nature teaches us to care, protect, what gives us life. You find yourself one with the earth, the water, and the wind. Here, nature reveals itself.
Right,
set to go for the second half. Short. And he hammers that away. Well, that's a gift offered. And he's not going to miss out on that. Starts off after the break with a rocket six.
Certainly that was a rocket. Making some damages to our defensive boards. Brandon King. Nice and flat on a 79-meter hit.
Well, Vishnu Hussain is going at 10.62. Normally very miserly with his figures, in addition to getting wickets. Today, it's been a tad expensive. Has to reach that. Backs away, little too early in the ball grip and turns away from him.
Quicker through the air by Rishad, 93 kilometers per hour. Certainly not comfortable to try in the air to Brandon King. He's looking for something for to go down the ground. Certainly Rishad pushing it.
That really excites him. He's really falling just a touch outside the line of home. And with standing his ground, he's never going to reach that turning ball.
A big change in the rate, 81.2, well, massive turn. Right intention by Brandon King trying to go down the track, but the turn unknowing Brandon King that occasion.
And he gets a hold of that maybe chance to the high city. And the process does manage to get one run. This is where Maha, I feel that the googly would come in so useful. He could set up the batters with the orthodox leggies. Just missing that special element in the repertoire of leg spinner. Not enough googlies. He's got 100 wickets in his T20 career. Would like to add to that.
And also looking at the batting up of West Indies. Batting up to number 9, even Akhil Hussain on the super form. And then now, one of these players, iIndies and the King got to focus on the accelerator. Shay Hope will play the ball in space, probably try and bat most of the innings. But Brandon King have spending enough time, 29 deliveries out there in the middle. He needs to get going now.
Once again, just giving that ball to her, this time around finds the fielder and just restrict that to 1 run. 9 from that over, 79 for 1. Good mix of tops of the singles alongside the fours and the sixes. That's made them go at 7.1 per over. But the Mizoram just went for 4 in his first over. He does that so very well. A half out of the field by Christopher.
Noted on deliveries at 11.1 overs on a good batting surface. He's on the higher side. Probably at the end of the game, the Indies have a discussion, they have a chat about it. Turn and bounce. Think that these balls in under lengthy balls, it's not easy for a batter. Only 5 bowlers due so far, 5 specialist bowlers. Asif got 1 more over, Rishad got 1. The rest of it will be bowled by the 3 seamers.
The solar plexus, this run is still around. Not timing the ball coming off. The wonderful cutters, which slows down the speed.
Surprising pace this occasion, 134.6. And clearly Brandon King was late to that shoot. Probably anticipating another slower delivery. And this is why the pitch is so good. Batsmen cannot target him down, it's so unpredictable. One slow delivery at 120.2 and the next one 134.6. Losing all his speed in the face.
Just guides that ball, tries to guide it past that very short third fielder. Power 1 point, and just about to make this the very first time. But they've played each other 19 times. Bangladesh and the West Indies, the very first time they're playing in this ground at Chutney ground. So you're talking about those singles. I think there's a period where they had a good look at the nature of the wicket before they started opening up.
Problem is now, Simon kicking is over. 3 dot deliveries for a batter who has batted right through our innings. Not there to be scored. Get a single. That's important. Who is the call? By Goy for Midfielder just regarding the single. But you try and minimize the short delivery. That's what you want to do. That's where I find that he's not picking up the variations of Mustafi and certainly struggling with timing.
Absolutely. He's kept them either 120, 134, 119. The speeds of Mustafi Rahman varies. It's not only the speed, it's the angle and the change of the length that suddenly uses to really put the fielder down to the batter's mind. Once again, he just allows the ball to come back on. Single is the only one that he can muster.
The ball is field, 5 feet in the offside, 2 behind square, saving the boundary. Certainly the line has to be just outside the short stump. So that's what Shane Hope, but Brandon King, the field changes. Second field, I think Cow Point comes into short. Cow Point and the mid-on of that long on. So the line probably will be much more straighter for Brandon King. Certainly, the pitch and Vikram Kumar does, using all the experience, the different batters, different fields, and the different lines of attack as well. Excellent so far by Mr. Rees.
Very noticeable. The 30-yard circle fielders are on the circle. At the boundary line, as you saw it coming in with Brandon King, they're all on the boundary. 12 overs down, 82 for 1. There we go at this rate, 136 is now 146, 150 is the least that they should be targeting from the remaining 8 overs, going at 8 runs per over. Of lessons for the West Indies. Have to throw caution to the wind. There he goes. Silver's run. Thank you very much. Very, very well done, Stan. That was on the pass. I thought you said right. In the process, Dustin Ahmed has earned himself a wicket.
The point is that the King's frustration comes to an end. 33 of 36 deliveries going nowhere. That was a slower delivery start by and his fast bowling partner, Ramsey Hassan Shah, he takes a good catch at Deep Scarling. Running gone for 33, West Indies 82 for 2.
Rutherford is the new man in, and Bangladesh struck just at the right time. West Indians out to the break, started off with a bang at 6, but then you see Chapman Rutherford, 586 runs, 350s. Very, very decent strike rate of 140. He needs to get started very quickly. Can't hang about wondering.
Yeah, clean strike on the ball. Chapman Rutherford missed out in the ODIs. a recently opportunity of Canada
ไป
to
สลาส
abandon king his sustaining time comes to an end. Absolutely no.
นี่เลยมาสเตอร์
Trying
เลย
to hit
มา
the
สเตอ
two
ร์
ball,
เลย
the ball too hard for him.
อันนี้เลย
And now this is putting it there. Leon Kumar Das is lining up underneath the
แย่ง
one.
ใช่ไหม
Easiest of pick. 2 and 2. Baskin Ahmed is on fire. Another run for that.
Now into the sky for the start now. Leon Kumar safe as houses. He is not going to drop. Calm under pressure. Back of the first ball. No side is needed for Sherpan. Question has to be asked whether it's on if you're facing the first ball. But probably the run rate would have tempted Sherpan Rutherford to go. Done. It's good.
The clear and comfortable premium clear aligners ends in the line.
Jadi aku sekolah takkan. Jadi aku jadi. Baik. Baik yang account kalau kita tu kami tu. Itu orang kaya alias dia tu account kita tu lagi. Dia nama account pulang lagi ini dia.
Rockman
Kami ni dia.
with his wealth of experience comes in, playing in 100 ODIs in the middle because of this rather rapid.
That's what I'm trying to close. No side is needed. Going for a big stroke of a good net delivery. Massive mistake against a quality ball like this. Probably one or two deliveries on the side is would have been a good option. And that's how much it means for me. Robert Power playing his 100th game. He's up against Baskin Ahmed. He's on a hat-trick. No Bangladeshi bowler has ever taken a hat-trick in the T20 national. They say, Shami, it was always the first time.
Rockman Paul will be telling himself that let's keep calm, do not allow Baskin Ahmed that wicket. He's got to stay left, the man is not quite ready. Baskin Ahmed eager to go and try and get that hat-trick if he can, slip in position. There we go. Eased away and gets his first run quite comfortably.
Yeah, good feet movement by Roman Powell. Certainly a wealth of experience. He's 100 game innings. Striker of 140. That's the most impressive part. When he hits it, it stays in a powerful play down the ground. Not much players around the world playing 100 T20 international matches, but Roman Powell over the years has been a wonderful servant to West Indies cricket.
Just before the game, just older.
Baiklah
For his 100th match. You see the next ball and allows that to come back onto Islam Sheikho. Has got to really play a very, very good knock because the thing is with Roman Paul coming in so quickly, 2 quick wickets, I think the pressure back on the West Indies.
I think tactically also for Liton Kumar Das, I'll probably be thinking far Liton Kumar Das to get the spinners in straight away. Roman Powell against pace, he likes pace, but against spinners, he struggles a bit. Certainly if Liton Kumar Das has done the homework, he'll probably do that. Good net delivery, back on the left, that's been the trademark of Baskin Ahmed's career. Two wicket taking deliveries, just the back of the left. The bounce has undone it, and certainly with the shot from Rutherford, I thought he misread the length.
It was rather injudicious. Very first ball is facing his not quite sure. Trying to go for an expansive shot. Good ball, right on the money. He's recovered from a couple of expensive overs and has taken 2 wickets in this over.
That's certainly the pace high as well, 138.2 and 135 the last two. Yeah, Baskin Ahmed finding hard the skipping plays in the 13th over. That's something you don't see much in the subcontinent. Because Kumar does, he knows and he understands how big or how bright the wicket of Roman Powell. But he, in the death over, can be a brutal hitter.
ball didn't quite connect it at all. The dot ball to finish an excellent couple of wickets over. 84 for 3. Talking about bringing in strength and someone down there. You've got a direct connection. That's straight off the mark. Now it's up in the air and sailing away. That is an extraordinary shot. Welcome back, Richard, says Sheho with a rocket six.
Take a look at this at the performing in the match. It's almost like a no look. Slight drive is racing up. Straight as a whistle for a 96-meter monster.
And this is where he'll be tested. Trying to control the things, sometimes having your powerplay running through. The pattern upset your rhythm like that, with majestic shots like that. What about that? That was one of the flattest sixes, rocket sixes I've seen for a while.
Yeah, picked the bones out of that, didn't he? Middle of the bat and slops him against the turn. And this is why players that Sheho, you cannot keep him quiet for a long period. First a 96-meter hit, and the right wrist delivery, an 84-meter hit, flat and long. Straight away, Richard Hussain is down to under pressure.
Yes, under pressure indeed, and that's where his temperament will be tested. As I said, when the batters go after you, how do you come back? Well, he's playing on his mind. Not well, just that short left and turning away. A dot ball, the first one.
Yeah, good comeback by Richard, slowing it down and putting the left back pushing forward. The first one, right in the straight to the side screen. A similar left, a slot sweep in front of square. That's a good hit.
Just managed to turn the ball away. Because Darshan annoyed with speed and already going after that ball. And that's good to see, trying to keep everyone alert.
On the other hand, I think Richard Hussain quietly be happy that he has to deliveries and time pick up his wicket. And rightly so, Dilip Kumar does. He knows that Rohit Powell is checked start against spin and simply plays in the 14th over.
He will be much more circumspect in his approach. Looking at the ball, assessing the nature of the wicket very well. Rahman Pal, this is the little advantage that Richard has got to take. Oh no, leading edge. Oh, very lucky. Let's drop short of the two fielders. Gets a single. 14 runs in the 14th over. It's 98 for 3. Excellent from the Bangladeshi bowlers. Then, despite the fall of wickets, you can see there have been some big buildings really aided that run flow for the West Indians. They're going to 7 runs and over now. Want to finish on a high. There's a lot of big shots coming soon. Gonna capture that one, knocked off Derek Oliver once again.
As expected from the Kumar Das, soon enough. as power
Kayak
comes
sound
into
system.
increase, bringing the two
Apa
spinners.
spectator
Rishad Hussain bowled out
dia
the last
dia
over,
agora
quite
no meio.
expensive.
Ini
He scored 40 for 1. And Nasir bowled really well with the new ball. But 5 more deliveries. Probably happy just to give a single to Shea Hope and try and bowl much more deliveries towards power. That's why you see the 30-yard circle, the field and all that, just hugging the 30-yard circle, happy to the single to Shea Hope and try and give power to the strikers then.
I was going through the mind of Shea Hope, prepared to take him on. The process, he gets the ball just tap short of a leg. He does not really lie in the free arm.
It's all about the length, Shamim. Just the ideal length for a spinner skidding on. So good, Nasir. Hitting the length, and this will confirm us hitting the stumps 50% and bowling wicket. Subtle variation in pace, but most of the deliveries, they are or thereabout. And that's the slowest delivery. 81.2, and don't be surprised the right next delivery will be much more quicker, straighter, skidding onto the bat. These kind of surfers, you just want to bowl wicket to wicket on a good length, and the rest will take care of itself.
And he just manages to just push it a little further, knows that Roman Powell is still not in his elements. As the 3 runs from his 8 deliveries, he'll be itching to go. But still he can take advantage of that once again, quickly through the air. Excellent, time accurate bowling.
A few comes to my mind, both wicket quickly, Saimad Wasim won, and our own co-commentator, Badri, who used to do the same job, especially the powerplay, wicket to wicket, quicker through the air, and that's the same job Nasir Mohammed did as well. Excellent spell comes to end, 4 overs, 50 for no loss. It's 101 for 3 after 50. Yeah, they've gone just the 5 more overs left of the lowest rate of difference, 134. They've been looking at anything about 150, maybe 160, 170, because the batters in the middle are both capable of playing some big, aggressive shots. We already seen escape and Shea Hope. Picked up 3 sixes in this short innings of 26 against 16, and we know what Roman Powell is capable of doing in the middle. He's on strike. Sanjeev will continue. He becomes the only third player to play 100 or more T20 internationals for West Indies. Good delivery, slow delivery, just got over. Managed to steal a single. Good evening, Sandy Basu. Hello, everyone. We have Nicholas Kuran and Kyron Pollard. Is also the second highest run getter for them in this format. And only recently, and look at that opportunity there, was given a national award back in Jamaica, in his home country. The order of distinction for services in the sphere of cricket. So it's been a wonderful recognition for a man who has represented his nation and his land of the West Indies with pride and distinction. And long may that continue. And he's timing it really nicely as a skipper, Shea Hope. He's missed out in the last few innings, but he did manage to pick up 100 against Australia in West Indies when he smashed 102 not out. So we know what kind of damage he can do with the bat. And he's got the kind of start that he is hoping for. They just need both these batters to continue to bat. in the next 4 or 5 overs. After this over, only 4 more overs available. Just not timing it rough with power, only a single. Yeah, 6 from 12, so he hasn't got full jump yet. And he needs to accelerate quite quickly. Just a direction forward. After this one, and you look at the projected scores there. Can they get up to 150, 160, which could be competitive. Considering the review, I don't think just the 5 bowlers use like that man was brilliant. It's 4 but not for 15. Have a closer look here. Yeah, comfortably going down the leg. She disappointed that he missed out another bad option. Just when they take the pace of the ball, it gets difficult for the batters to put it away. Again, on a slower side. Which is a clever piece of bowling from Zaki. That's something that the batting team, the West Indians, I'm sure will be looking at, the coaching staff, the analysts, as to what is or what has been successful on the surface. So the likes of Jaden Seals and Romario Shepherd, but on the street there behind Darren Sammy, but you look at that James Holder as well. Innovation. Shea Hope has been working on that shot, and let's just pay for the end over. 110 for 3.
Ai chơi mau thì cứ mà là bay từ ác là kèo là con.
But if you look at that, look at the economy for afternoon, and it's gone for 3.75. What about Mustafizur Rahman? 3.50. Incredible. And the T20 International. Yes, Richard is expensive. He's gone from 40 of the 4 rows that he has bowled. That's one of the biggest of beautiful. It's the reverse scoop. Unlucky for Mustafizur. Straight in and straight out. That's him unable to hold on. Just had to launch forward. Yeah, unlucky, unfortunate for Bangladesh. That can force us to make it rough and forward. Can be quite explosive in these final overs. Nearly picked up a wicket in the very first inning of the over. We spoke about how well he has done so far. 3.5 runs in an over. This is the third over. It's going to be questioned because he can he hasn't really fired up with the bat, has he, Robert Powell? 7 of 15, and he's left partnership on 29 of 24. But it looks like Hope's got the hits and control. He's getting the condition and also the pace of the surface. Third ball 19 and strike at 163. The fielder at Longmont comes in inside the circle and deep cover point. Back at the boundary ropes. Things are quite nice. This over so far was the result. 134.
followed by 119, followed by 129. So fast, slow, fast. Norman Powell might not be setting himself up for that slower delivery, but still hasn't come to the surface. Not yet any 7 from 15 with an opportunity to do that as well as got catch. But he's certainly eyeing to launch himself, but somehow he's missing the ball. Again, trying for the big one down the count. Yes, so there is a pattern so far in the over. Faster ball followed by the slower ball. Such a wonderful exponent of that delivery. The way he contorts his hands to get those runs on the ball. Special. Has been a special player for some time for Bangladesh. He knows exactly what to do in any situation. That's one of the reasons why Bangladesh has been doing well in the recent past, especially at this moment of the game. They've won 4 series on the trot. They just cast our minds back to December last year after you were there in St. Vincent with that 3-match series that West Indies lost all 3. West Indies were bundled out on all 3 occasions for 140 with 19.5, 102 and 18.3 and 109 and 16.4. So it's a team that has gotten all 10 wickets on a number of occasions against its opposition, 17 to 114 for 3. But this time he connects well. He's batting beautifully. Another very good looking shot. 6. Yeah, it is a rocket 6. Yeah, he's dealing in 6s, 4 of them as compared to just the 1-4 for Shea Hofer. And again, it's the direction in which he's targeting. He's looking to go straight. Yeah, he knows that he could miss the length, but could not miss out. A good start to the over. Can they make this a big one? 15 plus. That's what they would be thinking. 6 of the first delivery. Just pulling the length back. Only 6, 7 in the first 2 deliveries. This has been absolutely brilliant with the cut. Really struggled when he tried to move it slower. Taking the pace of the ball and then turning it over. Very good. With the right kind of skill. Very, very famous form. Every time the batters are high to take him on, he guides them. Ball in a really clever way. Again, that occasion is a little bit more fuller, so not allowing the batters to free their arm. He's come back good after being hit for the 6th. 9 from 18 deliveries for Norman Powell. Looking to unfold and unleash, but not given the opportunity. So again, credit to the Bangladesh bowlers for the job that they've done. Shibu, but the other hand, his strike rate is 174. Diametrically opposed to what Norman Powell has been able to do. This is the class of the man.
Again, the area down the ground. This time will only be a single. Thinking about how well Shea Hope has coped up with the conditions.
Growing a business keeps you busy enough.
Hey everyone! What happened to my ice cream?
Those kinds of things bad, isn't it?
What is an icy department?
45 deliveries with a striker 175. But he hasn't been in good nick since then. That's tonight the night. He's not timing it at all. He's thinking about coming back for the second. Oh, a little bit of a sloppy and study. Yeah, just one punt from remember, more from Powell to the West Indian team. That milestone is trying them for eight. Shamin Hussain, the fielder. As a batter, when you're struggling to time it, I think it's also important that he doesn't play too many dot deliveries from here on. Get Hope on strike. Or do this. Couple of bounces to the fence. It is a Nexus Bay 4 to finish the over. 15 in there over. 129 for 3. Numbers there, 7 4s and 7 6s so far in this innings of 129 for 3. They still have 2 more overs to bat. They are with about the last ball of the previous over is on. But 2 wide and 2 short. Asking for trouble. 15 runs coming from that over. Just looking at exit the gap. Well fielded. Not Suhanan does really well because it was struck nicely. They're generally good in the field combination. I know there was a drop touch and a couple of misfields, but they have put some efforts like that. If you cast our minds back to the power play, in the inner circle they were exceptional. Every run important. In the last over, some of matched T20 for Safizur Rahman. Expect we need a single, brings us a 50 partnership. In that partnership, Shea Hope has scored 33 from 16. Look at Rahman Powell. Struggling a bit before the last ball of the previous over has just propelled him to 15 from 20. He was 11 of 19. The only way he can make up now is to score a few boundaries to get that strike rate over 100. It's a change in field for him. There is the long on and a straight deep mid wicket. Well, has he found the gap? No, straight to the fielder. So another single. Well, the crowd has been very good. They've come in big numbers here for tonight's the first T20 International. Remember, 3 matches to play and all at the same. When you look at that crowd, they're amazing. They were in droves outside when we were coming in, trying to get into the stadium. They're in now. Look at that, wonderful to see.
Very good from Mustafizur Rahman. He always gives you that cushion when you see an expensive over from the other end. He doesn't hide away from the fact that yes, it's his job to ensure that he comes back and settle things. Pace of 78 strike rate, pace on 121. Yes, sir. Note of that when it's their turn to bowl. Can finish off the over. Last two deliveries, he's been exceptional all the way through. He's cramping him for room. I don't think he's got enough on the bat. Let's see. Yeah. Tanzir Hassan comes back from deep square leg to cut it off. To 2. Set. So far in this over. Maybe just surprising Rahman Powell again, looking for the slow ball, a little bit of teamwork there. Almost went awry, but worked out well in the end. The last over, last delivery rather of his spell, none for 17. Can he finish off with a wicket or something economical? It's been called wide. So he'll have to rebuild that. Still very good figures there. Only with that extra run, only 18 in 3.5 overs. Yes, not among the wickets, but that kind of an economical spill spells trouble for the opposition. There is what we call in this game a banker, someone you can rely on no matter the situation and no matter the phase of the game, powerplay, middle or death overs. Well, it was in the slot, and he said, thank you very much. Just point over. But what a 6, what a shot. And that time coming from the bat of Brockman Power. It's a rocket 6, 14 in that over, 143 for 3.
हाँ
The last two over 19, 14 and 15, 29 runs scored. Very good from West Indies. So after the end of the 19th over, it sits on 143 for 3. Yeah, this was the extra ball, wasn't it? Now wide previously and had the this one. Number 4 maxed out 150 on the big. It's the wide. They just have to make sure they get as many as they can. They've got some big overs in this innings. Yeah, the last couple of overs have really propelled the score. They want to finish here if they can get to 160. 16 runs from this over. Get them there. Ball. It's a really good partnership, Stanley. There's 63 of 43 deliveries. 1 4 and 4 6 for Shane Home, and a 4 and a 6 from the bat of Ruffman Power. It really just got over that 100 strike rate, Ruffman Powell. That one is clobbered. Another rocket 6 before the man who's playing his 100 T20I latches onto that one and brings up the 150 for West Indies. They're really lighting it up in the middle in the last few overs. Didn't bother to run. Why would you want to run? 92 meters. The last one that he hit went more than 100 meters. Oh, hit 4. front foot, really big stride in, and targeting down the jump. Beautiful, the last one. Gorgeous looking shot. Again. Oh yes, he's enjoying it. 6-4, hot in the deep. Another rocket six. Consecutive sixes for Rockman Powell. He's finally found his mojo in the final over of the innings. This is brilliant batting. 14 runs from the first 3 overs. Again. Has he got enough legs here? Yes, it has. 6-4, another rocket six. What a show he's putting on tonight for his team. We spoke about his strike rate. We spoke about his struggles. With that six, he's now moved to 42 of just 26 deliveries. Incredible. Yeah, that strike rate has increased exponentially. It's now 161 for much of his innings. He was under 50 volts. What an acceleration. A hat-trick of sixes. 11 in the innings now. Everyone in Bannister, in Old Harbour, St. Catherine, Jamaica will be looking on his mom, his sisters, his family. Something for them to smile about at least. 4 sixes and 4 balls. Can you make it 5 and 5? All the balls. Good Yorker. They're bracing for Hurricane Melissa, people in Jamaica. But this year, it's Hurricane Rothman in Chattogram. This over, he's been at his brutal best. Even when he didn't connect, he still has legs to go over the boundary. Final delivery of the inning. They nailed that one, but there is protection in the deep, comes back for 2. Wonderful end for the West Indies. They won't take that one because he sort of blocked the wicket keeper. So Rockman Powell doesn't take the additional run. A good bit of sportsmanship there. 22 runs in the final over. 64 runs in the last 5 for the West Indies. And they get over the 160 mark, which persons were talking about as perhaps a target for 165 for 3 is where they'll end. A brilliant partnership in the end. 83 from 48. Much of the innings has been a struggle for Rockman Powell. Bangladesh will rule that drop opportunity at straight in and straight out, and he made them pay. Wonderful knock in the end. He was dropped from 7 of 14, and he ended up scoring 44 of 28. Another really good